The human story is one of relentless curiosity, a journey to understand ourselves and the world around us. We have sought answers in the divine, in abstract reason, and in the grand narratives of myth and legend. But what if there is a final, ultimate stage in this quest? What if all of human knowledge, from the stars to our own societies, can be understood through the cold, clear, and objective lens of science? History has given us a man who saw this as our destiny, a thinker who believed that the spiritual and the metaphysical were mere stepping stones on the path to a grander, more certain form of knowledge. He was not just a philosopher, but a prophet of a new age, a high priest of science itself. Join us as we step into the dawn of a new science with Auguste Comte to discuss his masterpiece, Course of Positive Philosophy, and the birth of sociology. Born in Montpellier, France in 1798, Auguste Comte was a troubled but brilliant intellectual who came of age in the tumultuous aftermath of the French Revolution. A former student and secretary of the utopian socialist Henri de Saint-Simon, Comte was deeply influenced by the need to create a new social order based on rational principles. He was a thinker of immense ambition, convinced that he had discovered the key to understanding all of human history and knowledge. Despite a life filled with personal hardship and mental illness, Comte was a tireless writer. He spent his life developing a new system of philosophy that would unify all the sciences, and in the process, he coined the term sociology, a new science dedicated to understanding the laws of society. His work laid the groundwork for modern social science and continues to be studied as a foundational text in the history of ideas. Our conversation today will be centered on Auguste Comte's monumental 6-volume work, Course of Positive Philosophy. Published between 1830 and 1842, this book lays out Comte's most famous idea, the law of 3 stages. According to this law, human knowledge progresses through 3 distinct historical stages: the theological, the metaphysical, and the positive, or scientific. This progression for Comte was not just a theory, it was a law of history itself, a universal truth that applied to all branches of knowledge. It is in this work that he formally proposes the creation of sociology as the final and crowning science, the science of society itself.
Monsieur Comte, welcome. Your most famous idea is the law of 3 stages. Can you briefly explain what you mean by these 3 stages?
The first stage is the theological. In this stage, man explains phenomena by referring to supernatural beings and forces. We see this in animism, polytheism, and finally, monotheism. The mind is searching for ultimate causes. The second stage is the metaphysical. Here, supernatural forces are replaced by abstract forces and essences. For example, the concept of nature or reason. The mind is moving away from the supernatural, but is not yet fully rational. Finally, the third stage is the positive or scientific. In this stage, man abandons the search for ultimate causes and focuses on observation and the discovery of the laws that govern phenomena. We seek to know how things work, not why.
So all of human knowledge, from astronomy to law, must pass through these 3 stages?
Indeed, I have traced this progression in every major field of human knowledge. Astronomy moved from astrology to science. Chemistry moved from alchemy to science. And what I propose is that society itself can and must be understood in the same way. We must move from a society governed by divine right and abstract concepts of liberty to one governed by the laws of science.
This leads us to your most famous contribution, the science of sociology. Why is this the queen of the sciences?
Sociology is the final and most complex of all sciences. It is the study of the social body, its order and its progress. It is the science that reveals the laws that govern human society, just as physics reveals the laws of the physical world. It is the culmination of all human knowledge because it is the science of humanity itself.
So society can be studied with the same objectivity as physics?
Absolutely. My method is to apply the scientific principles of observation, experiment, and comparison to social phenomena. We must observe a society's patterns and structures. We must look for the laws that govern its stability, social statics, and its change, social dynamics. Once we have discovered these laws, we can create a society that is not based on unproven beliefs, but on a solid foundation of scientific knowledge.
You argued for a new religion, a religion of humanity. Why would a man of science propose a religion?
My positivism is a religion of service, not of worship. We must replace the abstract idea of a god with the concrete reality of humanity itself. We must worship a great being composed of all those who have contributed to human progress. It is a religion without a god, a church without a priest, based on the principles of altruism.
Your view of history is one of inevitable progress. Do you believe that humanity is destined to reach this positive stage?
Yes, it is an unstoppable law of history. The forces of progress are simply too powerful. We may have temporary setbacks, but in the end, the march of human reason will lead us to a society governed by science and ruled by a new elite, the scientists, the sociologists, and the positivists.
What do you see as the role of the individual in the positive society? Is there still a place for personal freedom?
The individual's role is to serve the collective. The idea of absolute personal freedom is a metaphysical fiction. True freedom is found in the willing submission of the individual to the laws of society, just as a body willingly submits to the laws of gravity. In a positive society, a person's freedom is in their ability to act in accordance with the laws of humanity.
You were a strong critic of the French Revolution. Why?
The revolutionaries, in their foolishness, believed they could create a perfect society from scratch, based on abstract ideas of liberty and equality. They tore down the old institutions, but they had nothing to replace them with. They were still in the metaphysical stage of thought. They created chaos, not order.
What is the relationship between social order and social progress, in your view?
There can be no progress without order. The two are inseparable. We must first have a stable, functioning society before we can begin to improve it. Social progress is the slow, deliberate work of science, not the violent upheaval of revolution.
You placed sociology at the top of a hierarchy of sciences. What is this hierarchy?
I place the sciences in order of increasing complexity, from the most general and simple to the most complex: mathematics, astronomy, physics, chemistry, biology, and finally, sociology. Each science depends on the one that came before it, and each one contributes to the final understanding of humanity.
Why did you believe that the family was the most fundamental unit of society?
The family is the fundamental unit because it is the first place where a person learns to be social. It is the first place where they learn to put the needs of others before their own. It is the school of altruism. A healthy society is a society of strong families.
You coined the term altruism. What did you mean by this?
I meant the opposite of egoism. I meant the principle of living for others, of putting the needs of the community before your own. I believe that this should be the central moral principle of a positive society.
What is your message to the modern world, which is still struggling with religious and political conflicts?
I would say that you are still in a state of transition. Your conflicts are a result of clinging to the theological and metaphysical past. The only path forward is to embrace the positive age. Trust in science, not in dogma. Abandon your futile search for ultimate causes and focus on the practical, observable laws that govern your world. Organize your society based on reason, not on tradition.
In our time, we are creating a world of algorithms and data-driven decisions, which in some ways are the ultimate expression of the positive stage you envisioned. What is your perspective on this?
I would say that you are creating a positive society, but you are not yet a positive people. You have the tools of science, but you are still in need of a moral philosophy to guide them. An algorithm can be used for good, but it can also be used for a great evil. The great challenge of your age is to ensure that your science is guided by the principles of altruism and a genuine concern for humanity, and not by a cold, selfish logic.
Closing reflections and summary. And so, our time with Auguste Comte concludes. His vision is both a profound declaration of faith in science and a grand and perhaps hubristic vision for the future of humanity. He was not just a thinker, but an architect of a new way of seeing the world, one where the final truth is not found in the heavens, but in the observable, verifiable reality of our own societies. Comte's legacy is a complex one, but his core insight is undeniable. Society, for all its chaos and complexity, can be studied with the same intellectual rigor as the natural world. He reminds us that the quest for a better world is not just a moral or political one, but a scientific one. Thank you for joining us, and until our next dialogue, keep seeking the laws that govern your world.